Today at Speedworld, we find out how the Pro Skill points work. Okay, first thing is, what do Pro Skill points get you? Well, if you're a silver level Pro Points earner, that's $1,300 to $1,499. You get your racing history, you get your monthly $5 off coupon, and you get 10% off day passes. Once you achieve gold level, then that's $1,500 to $1,799 Pro Points. Then you get your race results, you get a $10 off coupon every month. You get 10% off day passes, and you get 15% off bulk race packs. Once you hit diamond level, that's 1,800 or more, you get all that other stuff, plus you get the right to race the Pro Karts. I will show you a little bit about Pro Karts later, but right now those are what the Pro Points get you. And now let's explain how the Pro Points work. You can find out some pretty amazing things about your own racer history on our app. Speedworld does have an app, as you can see. And let's see, Pro Skill. So we can see your own Pro Skill points, how many you have. Okay, so here's my account. I have 5,284 Pro Skill points. I've come to Speedworld 291 times. I got 502 races, and it shows every single race. You can see all the races, the dates of the races. You can click on a race and you can see your own position in that race. You can see that there is a graph here. I'm the blue line, so it shows lap times, like graphed. You can see your position, your best lap time, your average lap time, the gap back to the next driver. You can also click on the drivers you raced with, and you can see what their laps, every single lap of every race, you can see what they are as well, which is really nice for following your own results. You can see your top, not your top, but you can see the top lap times for Speedworld for the day or the week or the month, all that stuff. You can do all that stuff here. If you raced against somebody else in a race, you don't know them, but you know what their racer name is, or it's a buddy of yours, you can find them. You can search their racer name in the results, and you can find them as well. It's a really cool app, and I recommend getting it, and we will continue to add features to the app as time goes on. So here's an example. When you start racing at Speedworld, all right, will be driver A, brand new driver, 1,200 points. You get 1,200 points to start with. Driver B, his buddy came with him, also 1,200 points. Okay. Every race that you go in, you get 5 points automatically. Just for being in the race, you get 5 points. So it's important to remember that. Now, let's say these two go for a race. Well, guess what? Driver B wins. So driver B wins. Driver A comes in second place. So driver B has the 1,200 points that they started with, plus the 500, or the 5 points, 1,200 plus 5 points, and they also steal 10 points away from driver A. So they finish that race with 1,215 points. Driver A, who came in second place in that race, they have their 1,200 plus their 5 points they got for being in the race, but they get 10 points deducted, so they have 1,195 points at the end of that race. Okay, so I've given you some simple scenarios with just two drivers, but it gets more complicated the more drivers you have in a race. So if you come out and you have 8 drivers in a race, you come on a Saturday, it's busy, we have 8 drivers in a race, so now you have driver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
and their points are all over the place. You know, like some have, some new drivers have 1,200, and you have other drivers, you know, they've been here lots and they're 1,600, and you know, it's all over. Well, the computer will take each one of those and they weigh it against however many points you have, and you, so basically, the computer will reward the top half of the drivers in the race. So like at the end of the race, out of 8 drivers as an example, the top 4 will take points away from the bottom 4. If you want to increase your pro points level, the best way to do it is to bring a bunch of people, bring a bunch of friends, or come and race on a Saturday or a Sunday when there's a bunch more people, or Friday night, because the more people are in the race, that is more points to be had.
Here's an example of a race with 7 people that are all pretty new. So they all started off with about the same amount of points, and you can see that the top driver, because they were with, you know, 6 other drivers, the person who won that race got 65 points out of it, and second place got 45 points, third place got 25 points, fourth place got 5 points. Only the bottom 3, you know, position 5, 6, and 7, they lost 15, lost 35, lost 55 points. So these were all, they all started off basically the same at 1,200 points, and because there was so many people in the race, the top drivers got a whole bunch of points. Whereas if, you know, this top driver had only been in a race with one other person, they would have only got 15 points, but instead they got 65 points out of it. So you want to come and race with a bunch of other people if you want to gain a whole bunch of points. One of the best rewards for having a lot of pro points is the ability to drive our pro karts. These are our pro karts. You need 1,800 pro points, and you get to drive these karts, which are faster than all the other karts, and they don't cost anything extra to race these karts. All you need is 1,800 pro points and no warnings on your account. So when you come out racing, make sure that you don't crash into other people or spin out all the time, so you have no warnings on your account, because we save these karts for our best drivers, and those are drivers that have 1,800 or more pro points and don't have any warnings or demerits or anything on their account. So the difference between these karts and the other karts is we've stripped all unnecessary weight out of them. You'll notice that these ones don't have the really thick barrier around them. They don't have a really heavy duty bumper on the front. Like, they just got this little plastic nose piece. It's not very strong because we trust that our pro points drivers will not crash into other karts or the barriers, so we don't have much for protection on them. And so far it's worked out really good. Our pro points drivers who have more than 1,800 points so far have treated our pro karts very well, so we don't need to have all the extra protection on them. So they weigh less. They weigh about 150 pounds less than the other karts, and we turn up the motors a little bit on them, a little bit more than the other karts. And they accelerate so hard, these ones, that we've actually had to change the gear ratios on them. The sprocket we use, as an example, this is a 32-tooth sprocket, and our regular karts use a 36-tooth sprocket. So this one, this pro kart has a higher top speed than our regular race karts. So this is an advantage of having 1,800 pro points and no warnings or demerits on your account, is you get to drive these karts for no extra charge. Of course, it's only Monday to Friday that we allow these karts to race, because we're simply too busy on weekends to have, you know, a race of 3 or 4 pro karts out there when we have lineups of 10 people wanting to race in the race karts. So we limit these to Monday to Thursday, but they are amazing, amazing fun, and you will have a really good time. You'll be glad you have 1,800 pro points if you earn the right to race one of these karts. So that's an overview of our ProPoints system. It's a really good system. It allows us to figure out who the better drivers are and reward them. You get rewarded in many different ways, as I went over. I hope this video is helpful to our members to figure out how that system works, and it encourages you to drive better, learn more, and gain your points, and maybe get the ability to race in our pro karts. And we've had a great year. I'm going to leave this. This is the last video of the year for our YouTube channel, and it's been our best year ever. And I'd like to thank all of our 95,000 members for giving us the best year we've ever had. And I really look forward to 2018. And we're going to be making it better. So as you, maybe if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see our new lights that we have around the track, our new LED lights. It's just an example of how we're always trying to make this place better. And well, we're doing it for you guys. So we will see you in 2018.